Today is Saturday and it is such a gloomy day. I hope this will look okay because the lighting is not that good. This is a vlog, a podcast about knitting, and we're talking about the 12 cast-ons on 2024 again today. So I have been working on cast-on number 9 and we're gonna draw a number for cast-on number 10. So we're getting close to the end now. What I'm wearing today is a cardigan I made in 2017, which is quite an old one. And it is made out of handspun yarn, handspun merino. And it is a jacket, the fox jacket from Drops Design. And it is number 150-8. So it is a free pattern. Drops patterns are not very easy, not beginner friendly. As they, if you have the designer that you follow on Ravelry, they have a very well written pattern that gives you step-by-step instructions. Drops doesn't do that. Drops just says, in the next row you increase 20 stitches, and then you have to make the calculations. Every so many stitches you have to do an increase. So it is a little bit more tricky than the indie designers. They do a really great job. Again, it is a free pattern. The yarn pills a little bit, but it is merino. It's just in normal places where you get, you know, where it rubs against each other. There it is usually where the pilling starts. But overall, I'm very happy with it. So let's talk about the cast-on number 9, which was the brioche school. I'm so happy I got this over with because, okay, it was not difficult, but it definitely needs brain space. You just cannot pick it up and do a few rows. You have to really concentrate. I made some mistakes. I had to knit backwards because you have to be very careful to catch the yarn overs. Right now I'm doing a little bit more fancy stuff, the increases and the decreases. I also had to rip that back a few times, but I think I'm getting it. Let me show you. So I am using Drops Charisma. The pattern said it will be easier if you use DK weight yarn, especially if you're a beginner, so you can clearly see what you're doing. So I wanted to make it a 2-color. It was talking, it said, the pattern said about 600 meters of yarn. So I thought, okay, I have enough. I have 4 skeins of 50 grams of one color, 100 meters per 50 grams. I had 400 meters. In one color I overdyed, so I had nothing left from that, and I thought, okay, another. But I just did this part and already one skein was gone. So I thought, okay, that is not going to be enough, especially that I chose the white scarf. There was an option for something in the 40 stitches and something in the 60 stitches. I chose the bigger one. I thought it might be easier to get into the rhythm than just having a few stitches. And I thought, okay, this is a nice warm squishy shawl. Maybe I can use it as a wrap in the morning when it is cold, or just wrap myself in, yeah, whatever. This is a Drops yarn. It was a hot pink. I overdyed this, and this is the color from my dress I made. So I had 400 meters left, and in the end I decided to add an extra color just because I thought, I'm pretty sure I don't have enough. So originally I just wanted to do these 2, but I added this one also, and I think it looks really nice. The problem is I'm not used to brioche, so I don't really know how the colors can be placed at a certain point that it looks the best. But I see this as a learning project. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, well, too much talking. So you start with 1-color brioche at the bottom, then you go to 2-color brioche. This is called, what was it called? I don't know, I can't remember. It looks a little bit like hearts, a little bit, but it's a zigzag. I can see it now in the camera. I could not see it when it was on my lap. So I think this is a bit distorted because now you miss the chevrons. They said it was chevrons. It definitely is chevrons, but it's got distorted by this light section. But like I said, that's okay. So the next one you could choose the easy stripes or do the leaf, and I tried the leaf pattern. So it was a bit challenging, but that's because you have to get used to it. But you can definitely see there are increases and decreases. So you have to purl 3 together or knit 3 together, and you also have the yarn overs. You have to purl or knit together with them. So I dropped some stitches, and since I'm a left-hand knitter, I always have to think about, okay, the slip stitch knit or the knit through together. 3 together is for me in reverse, because I knit from left to right while everybody else knits from right to left, right? That's right. That's how it is. So yeah, well, what can I say? It is a work of art, and yeah, I'm happy about how it's turning out. Maybe it could be better. I think it is just a matter of practice, and this is only a small part, of course. And yeah, you can't expect miracles when you just start something. But yeah, there's a leaf pattern, then there is a flower pattern. I'm looking forward to those two actually. But yeah, you just have to start with the easy stripes and the color changes, and it's a very nice pattern. I did look up a tutorial from Stephen West how to do the brioche stitch. He is such a great teacher. In the beginning, when I had a subscription for Craftsy, I have a lot of bought classes there. There was a class with Stephen West, and he was way in the beginning then. He did not have the shawls he is knitting right now, all the crazy stuff. They were very tame, but I always thought he was an interesting personality, a fun man, and he is a really good teacher. So he describes the yarn overs as a shawl that is hanging over the stitch. And then he also explained, okay, when you just go and grab yourself a coffee, or you go to the doorbell and you come back and you think, oh, my dear, where was I? What part do I need to do? Which side I was on? That is also what he explains. Easy mistakes. So that was a real good starter for me, just to watch those videos, and then I could start the pattern. So it was still a bit of a struggle, but that is part of learning. Yeah, right. So the next thing now is to draw another number for the cast on number 10, which is exciting. I'm actually dyeing some yarn right now for one of the patterns. I'm over dyeing some yarn. I had a very pale lavender blue, lavender purple, purplish blue. It is just way too light for me to wear, so I want to dye that in a very dark purple, very dark. So then I have 400 grams of the very dark, and I still have one skein of the light, so I could do it for color work, so they will still match, hopefully. So I think that's a plan, unless I draw that pattern right now. And it won't be dry until before tomorrow, because it is so damp and humid outside. We'll see. Don't get ahead of ourselves. Okay, only 3 left, so I just pick one. And this is pattern. What is this? I guess this is number 7. That's a bit of a strange 7, isn't it? Well, let's say it is 7. And 7 is actually, just have to look at it again. Yes, it is 7. 7 is the Voila blouse, and that's good news because that is not the one I was talking about. It is a very light and airy blouse. It is knitted out of 2 strands of lace weight. I'm thinking it is a very fluffy sweater. I'm thinking I might knit it in a very luxurious yarn I got from my sons last year, and I dyed it in a very beautiful purple plum color, I think. And maybe I'm gonna use that instead of the fluffy one. If I am going to use the fluffy one, I think I bought Drops Nord for that. And I also have some really nice red mohair to go along with it. I will have a look, I'm not sure yet. Originally I thought about the Drops Nord, but I've seen some people knitting it up in just a plain, not a fluffy yarn, and that also looks really nice. That would also be very wearable. It is a very nice pattern with some ties here, and I'll think about it. And I will talk about it in a few days. I still have an evening of brioche to go. I don't know if I can manage that. I really would like some mindless knitting right now because it takes a lot of brain space to knit brioche. And with not good lighting is also not such a good idea, but it's okay. I will start the blouse tomorrow and I will see you in 3 days. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Happy knitting! Bye bye!